Hi, my name is Cian McCausland. I'm a physiotherapist at Croí. Today I'm going to be taking you through a home exercise workout. This workout will be focused on the upper extremity with the intention of building some strength and mobility through the arm for everyday use. Before we start, it's important that we set up a nice clear area to work at. Sitting at a chair at your kitchen table will be perfect. The exercises we do today may be challenging, and you may find that for the affected side of your body, it might be slightly more difficult. This is completely normal following a stroke, and our guidance is to try your best to follow along. If you're feeling any discomfort or tiredness at any point, please feel free to pause the video and take breaks as needed. Let's get started. Okay, let's start with our warm-up. We're going to sit nice and tall in our chair, and we're going to focus on moving the arms to begin. So, hands are going to be out in front, and we're going to try bring our hands up nice and slow, and back down again. We're going to take our time, there's no rushing. We're going to try to bring both arms as high as we can each time. And we're going to go up and down. And up again and down. It might be slightly more difficult with the affected side, but just try as hard as you can to bring it up as high as possible. And then we're going to go to our next one. We're going to have our hands by our sides, and this time we're going to bring our hands up as high as possible. Up and down again. Nice and slow. There's no rush. This is just to warm up. And one last time. And now we're going to move to our elbows. So what we're going to do, we're going to have our hands in front of us. We're going to try straighten our elbows out as much as possible, and then bring them hands back to the shoulders. Take your time, big reach away, hands back towards our shoulders. Big reach, and back. We're going to have a few more times. Next, we're going to take a similar position, but this time we're going to focus on our wrists. So, with our hands, we're going to point them away from us and then bring them back. Forward and back, nice and gentle. Trying to get as much motion through our hands as we can as we go. And then we're going to go circles. We're going to go circles away, right around. Draw a biggest circle as you can. And then we'll try to go the opposite way. Nice and slow. There's no rush. Next, we're going to focus on our fingers. So we're going to open our fingers up, close them back down. Open up, close back down. Nice and slow. Trying to spread those fingers out as much as we can each time. And then return them back to your hand. And one last time. Next, we can rest our hands by our sides. We're going to focus on our shoulders, where we're going to bring our shoulders up and down. Big shrug up, shoulders to the ears, and relax. Every time we bring our shoulders up, we get a big squeeze and back down again. Again, we're just trying to get as much movement as we can as possible. We're just going to do our best. Next, we're going to do shoulder circles. So we're going to bring our shoulders up, forward, back down, and back again. Up, forward, down, and back. Again, just trying to draw big circles with our shoulders. And then we're going to go in the backwards direction, forward, up, back, and down. Again, lots and lots of movement. Take your time. See how everything feels as you go. Perfect. Next, we're going to go to our necks. So we're going to point with our nose. We're going to look down towards the ground and then up to the ceiling. Again, nice and slow. Get a bit of a stretch through your neck. Down and up. down, and up. Next, we're going to move our shoulders and our ear together. We're going to bring our ear to our shoulder, left and right, left and then right. Getting a big stretch through the side of our necks this time. I'm going to come back up. We're going to look forward, and then with our nose again, we're going to look to the left as much as we can, and then to the right. Nice and slow, turning our heads as much as we can each direction. And lastly, what we can do is we can cross our hands or have our hands by our sides, whatever feels more comfortable for you. We're going to tilt one way with our trunk and then the other way. So opening one side up and closing the other side down. Bending left and right. And lastly, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to turn our chest one way and then the other way, making sure that we sit nice and upright as we turn. And one more. And now we're warm and ready to go. Okay, our first exercise, we're going to have our hands in front of our body. We're going to focus on our fingers and our thumb. We're going to touch our thumb off each fingertip, nice and slowly. We're going to start at our pinky and work our way back to our index finger. You might find it a little bit more challenging on one side compared to the other. That's okay. If you need to spend a little bit more time focusing on that side, that's perfect. I'm going to do one more time. Super. And then next, what we're going to do, we're going to take our fingers, we're going to point our index finger, and we're going to touch different parts of our body. So we're going to take our one finger, we're going to touch the opposite shoulder, we're going to come back, and we're going to use our other hand to touch the opposite shoulder, alternating each time. I'm going to cross the hand across the body, tip the shoulder, coming back. We're going to do it a couple more times, and then we're going to change the position for the place that we touch on our body. One more time. This time we're going to touch the same hand to the same ear. Forward and back. Right to the earlobe. Do it a couple more times. Again, there's no rush of this. We're trying to be accurate with our movement. Nice and slow is key. Great. And then next, we're going to go touch our nose. Alternation. And then our last one, we're going to touch the opposite hip. Cross and disco dance. Touching each hip, coming back, and then using the other hand. Again, take your time. It's about the accuracy of the movement. A couple more times. And now we'll move to our next exercise. Okay, next, what we're going to do, we're going to take our affected hand and our unaffected hand. We're going to clasp our fingers together, and we're going to move and reach our hands around the table. So we're going to take our hands, we're going to reach over to the left, we're going to reach forward, and then we're going to reach to the right. Every time, we try to get as far to the edge of the table as we can, and we move our torso with it. So our hands and our torso move together so that we can reach as far as we can. We'll do one more time. We're going to keep our hand position again, and we're going to change the exercise. This time, we're going to reach up to each side, making a V shape. Up and back. It's like we're reaching for something from the cabinet. We'll do one more time. Next, we're going to unclasp our hands. We're going to have our hands out as far as we can to the side. It might be a little bit more difficult on one side compared to the other, but try to keep that hand up as high as you can. Then what we're going to do, we're going to reach away. We're making a wave with our body. Hands and torso again move together so that we can keep the face nice and wide. Remember, as we do this, we want to keep our feet flat on the floor and nice and wide so we're in a strong position. One last time. Relax the hands. The arms are going to stay by your sides this time, and this time we're going to reach down towards the floor, bending through our torso, up and down. Good stuff. Next, we're going to go back to one of the exercises we did previously, but we're going to use one arm this time. So we're going to take our hand and we're going to try to reach it as far as we can across the table, to the left, and across. One more time. I'm going to change the arm. Big reaches each time. Good stuff. Next, we're going to take our bottle. We're going to hold the bottle. We're going to use it a little bit like a weight. Again, we're going to clasp our fingers around, and then we're going to reach with the bottle forwards and backwards. Big reaches each time, getting as far away out from our body as possible. I'm going to do one last exercise that we've already done. I'm going to reach up, down, and up again. Up, down, and up again. Big strong reach. The arms might be getting a little bit tired at this point. Nearly there. And we're done. Okay, let's do some coordination drills. What we're going to do, we're going to take our cup and we can take an assortment of small and large items. Some cutlery, coins, marbles, pebbles, anything of different various shapes and sizes will do. What we're going to do, we're going to take our affected arm. We're going to start with the larger items. We're going to pick them up and nice and gently put them in the cup. We're really not rushing with this. This is about being accurate with our movement, nice and slow. Once all the large items are in, we're going to take them back out. Every time we pick up an item, we try and take a pinch grip with our fingers, in, and out. This might be easy for some or difficult for others. The way we can increase the challenge of this exercise is we can use smaller items. For instance, I have coins here. Again, the same idea. We take a pinch grip, pick up the coin, and put it in the cup. It might be a good idea to start with larger coins and then progress to smaller coins as you begin to find it easier. Again, we're not rushing, taking our time. And we can go again. Up and in. what we can do to make this a little bit more challenging again is we can alternate the items that we put in the cup. So let's go back to our cutlery. We're going to put our cutlery in, and then we're going to change to a coin. And change again. Take it all back out. And we'll go one last time. So nice and slow, pinch grip with the fingers into the cup, alternating between our big items and our small items. We're nearly there. We'll take them all out one last time. Super. Let's move to our next exercise. Okay, let's move on to the final part of our workout. This one will be a little bit more strength focused. What we're going to need, either 2 water bottles or 2 cans of beans. Any kind of weighted item is perfect, okay? We're going to take our items. We're going to sit back a little bit. Arms are going to be by our sides. We're going to keep our arms nice and straight, and then we're going to bend our elbows and bring our hands to our shoulders. Nice and slow. Up and down. We want to find a heavy enough item that is challenging but still manageable. That's it. We're going to do 5 more. Last one. Take a second. We're going to have our hands out by our sides. We're going to change the exercise. Keep our arms nice and straight as we bring our arms up and back down again. Up and down. The bird flapping its wings. Up and down. And we're going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to go back to the first exercise we did, the bicep curls. Okay, let's start again. Arms down by our sides, nice and straight, bending up, and back down again. Up and down. We're going to do 12 reps in total. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Take a little break. Hope we're all feeling good. We're going to move to our next exercise again. Hands by our sides. And up. Back down again. Up. And back down. Again, it might feel a little bit more challenging on one arm. If we need to take a little break, that's okay. Take your time. Go do as much of the movement as you can. Now we have 5 reps left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Take a little break. And then we're going to do one last round. Okay, let's go. Hands by our sides again, arms straight, bend the elbows up, nice and slow back down. Big strong movements, squeezing the weights up and down each time. Doing super. And now we have 5 reps left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Take one last little break. We'll do our last exercise and then we're finished. And then we're going to go hands by our sides one last time. up and down, up and down. We're nearly there. Let's finish strong. That's it. Nearly there. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1, and we're done. Well done.